What's going on, people? Just doing a quick video. This is a semi-recent pickup. It's a Joseph Bowen Prepper. I actually traded a different bone for this knife, but like I said, I've had it for about a month. Real quick, the specs. Overall length on this is about 7 3/4 inches. Blade length, they listed at 3.5, but honestly I measured it 3.5 is more like back behind the Ricasso. Probably like 3 5/16 cutting edge length. Maybe a little more on the blade if you don't count where the sharpening notch is on there. The blade stock on this is about 157 thou thick. CTS XHP blade steel, paracord wrapped handle. So the specs. What do I like about this knife? One, it's ground thin. Behind the edge on both the grinds, on the high portion of the hollow grind, these are both hollow. It is multi-grind. Both hollow grinds. One's obviously a high. You can obviously tell that, and the other one's, you know, a little bit more than quarter way up the blade. But on the higher portion, you're looking at like 0.017 behind the edge, and on this like 0.02. And you can kind of tell I did sharpen this. My lighting is ass as always, and the shit don't want to focus, so maybe you won't see it. But anyway, overall, really like the knife. It's comfortable in pretty much every cutting position. I would throw it in reverse, but it's comfortable like that too. I don't ever use it in reverse, but it is what it is. Honestly, for me, I really dig it because it's like the perfect size, what I like to carry horizontally on my belt. There's a cold steel code 4 just for size reference. It's obviously a little shorter. Blade length, you're getting pretty close. You know, you're gonna get a little bit more with the code 4 just from the belly, but you know, blade length pretty comparable, not too far off. What I don't like about this knife, multi-ground. To me, it's just a waste of functionality of the blade. You know, they look good, and honestly, aesthetically, I think this multi-grind looks pretty decent. You know what I mean? Like, aesthetically, it looks good. Functionally wise, it's stupid. And, you know, pretty much all multi-grinds are, in my opinion. You know, to each their own, everybody has their own opinion. But for me, when I'm looking at cutting performance, it's like, even when I'm cutting through cardboard, you start here, and you have that resistance, and as soon as you get past that, it freaking slices like a maniac. So to me, it's just kind of a waste of functionality. I think this high hollow grind is beautiful without this little half-ass one back here. So, like I said, aesthetically, it looks good. Functional-wise, it's pretty much a waste in my eyes. Beyond that, like I said, this is CTS SHP blade steel. Heat treat seems to be on. I've sharpened it once. Sheath. It comes with a Kydex sheath. It is not the best sheath in the world. This is how I carry it. I bought these things. They're like $2 or $3 a piece on I think knife kits or one of them. So I carry it horizontally on my belt like this. But this sheath is mediocre at the best. It's works. It's, you know, functional, I guess, but you know, the retention on it's not that great. I could shake it out. Now for a horizontal belt carry, it's not going to be an issue, but you know, they put this out as like a necker, and I definitely wouldn't be hanging this thing from my neck. I mean, I've shaken it out numerous times. Sometimes you just hit it right and the blade just kind of comes out. I'm not going to shake it out here because the table I'm on is not very big, and I don't want it to bounce or fall on the floor or some shit, but definitely wouldn't use a sheath. If you're going to use it for that reason, I would definitely get it resheathed. So, like I said, it's functional at best. But beyond that, the guy's grinds, Bowen's grind are definitely sick. He does a hell of a job grinding. His grinds are very symmetrical, pretty even on both sides. You know, you got a belt finish satin on the grinds, and the rest of the knife is satin on the flats horizontally. The spine of this knife is chamfered, which is comfortable, but you know, if you're doing something with like fire steels or some shit, I'm no bushcrafter, and I don't ever plan on using that for that. It obviously wouldn't function that well for that, or probably wouldn't work at all. But beyond that, I think it's a badass little knife. definitely been enjoying it, carrying it. Like I said, the only thing, you know, he makes these with just a high hollow grind, and I really wish this was that, but it's not. I'll live with it. You know, it's a custom knife. These don't come around all that often, so I'll live with it. But that's pretty much my only knocks, is the multi-grind, and that's just my opinion. Aesthetically, like I said, a lot of people love them. I don't give two shits for them, to be quite honest. Like I said, I think pretty much all of them are a waste of functionality in some way or fashion. So, and that's in my eyes. Some people like them, whatever. If you do, that's cool with me. Aesthetically, like I said, they do look cool, but beyond that, I think it's a pretty sweet little knife. Definitely been enjoying it. He does great grinds. If you're ever thinking about picking something up from him, I definitely would. This ran me about, it was $225 on Arizona Custom Knives. I actually traded them a knife for it, so, and the knife I traded was a Sabong. The Sabong was a little bit more expensive than this, so I did take a loss, sort of, but not really. Just from other trades and that, I was still on top. But overall, cool knife. Excellent grinds from the maker, and like I said, this is probably the third or fourth knife I've handled from him, and all of the grinds are just awesomely done, well done, very symmetrical and even. So, cool little knife. That's about it. I'm just ranting about bullshit now, so I'm out.